Okay, Paul again here, and this is the second cane from our beginning components in Frying Pan Challenge 41. Now this is Frying Pan Challenge 42, and this is the leaf cane. This is the one I made from my last jelly roll that you ought to get to see because I didn't have a live battery in the camera, but that's what it looked like. And also, here's one I had made, and I was telling you, it doesn't have to be leaf nature's colors. Because if you look at and study nature and stuff, it's all not the colors that you think you see. So any color you want to make a leaf out of, make it, and it'll work in a project, I guarantee it. So this is the new jelly roll cane I made, and this was with the Mai Tai from Souffle and white. I did a Skinner blend, and then I started with the white in the middle and I rolled it up. So that's where that is. I squished it down. Some of you were asking about what is a polymer clay plug, because that was mentioned in a couple of the videos I had posted in the first part of this challenge, and nobody really explained them. So a plug is just making it shorter by squishing it, pushing it down, and it gives you a better work surface. If you need to cut this cane to make all these leaf veins in it, and if it was, say, still 6 inches tall, it'd be really hard to be up here and cut straight down, and especially when you get into cutting these angles in here. So you squish it down, and it's going to make it fatter and shorter. And I always set mine on my board here, because I have a hard time cutting centers. But I always put it on my little squares equally so I can get down on top of it. This is just a little bit over an inch. And I can cut straight down. Okay, so there we go. I cut it straight in two. This is a purple I mixed. It was the turnip, and I mixed some black with it, and then I think I mixed some fuchsia with it or whatever, and I thought, well, orange and purple, we'll put it together and make the main vein of the leaf. Let me roll that out just a little bit here. Okay. And I rolled this on a number 3 because I wanted the main vein of the leaf going up the center a little bit thicker than the others. And I'm going to just put it right there on one side of where I sliced that off, sliced it in two. Then I'm going to go in and cut it, all the extra off, and then I'm going to put it back together. Just squish it a little bit to make sure that it's stuck back together well. Okay, so there's my main vein of my leaf. On this one, I put a dark purple and a yellow, and I rolled them out. I think it was on a number 5, or maybe even a 6. And then I stacked them on top of each other. I did purple, yellow, purple. And then I ran it back through again and put them together and just made a little bit wider stripe with the purple on the outside and the yellow on the inside. And you can do that, but this one we're trying to keep it simple, right? So that's it. And now comes what I think is a difficult part sometimes, is cutting your angles. And I don't want to cut through my main vein. I just want to go straight down, and I will do both of these sides at once. So I've got 2 cuts there, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a piece of clay, just like we did the main vein. We're going to lay it in there, and we're going to let it touch, because remember we didn't cut it all the way through. So we're going to let it touch just on the inside of there, which will not touch our center vein. And we want to make sure that it's down in there, because especially these top ones, they're not very long. And you just want to make sure that that's there. And yes, I'm using fuchsia pink with purple and orange. Why not? It's my leaf. I can do that. Okay, I don't know if you can see it well enough, but there's my little pink. You'll be able to see them better once I get into the longer veins. So I'm just going to open this one back up. And my fuchsia pink for the side veins, I roll them out a little bit thinner, because I didn't want those veins as thick. I rolled them out on a number 5. And my main vein going down the center, I rolled out on a number 3. And remember, I have an atlas, and it's 0 and 1 are the thickest, and then it goes from there. The 3 is more of a medium setting, and 5 is getting a little bit on the thinner side. Same thing again, cut it in on an angle, and I push that down in there. That's what may need to be cut. Let me get that out there. This side needs to be cut down a little bit more. Not all the way down to the center, but a little bit more. And press that down in there and press it back together, and then cut off your excess. And I'm going to try and get this one so it's not straight over from the last one. I like to vary my veins in the leaves. There's a lot of different leaves out there. They're not in the same position straight across from each other. So see, I've got that one over there and that one up just a little bit. I'm going to angle this one again and take it. I'm going to get these out of the way. Take that right down through there. And you can make these as close together or as far apart as you want. You can put as many as you can get, or just a little bit. Or a whole bunch on one side and a little bit on the other side. It's your leaf. So you're making it, you do with it what you want to do. That's a good thing about polymer clay. You're the creator of it, so you know you can do anything you want to with it. Pull those over there because I see I'm going to run out of fuchsia pink. I'm going to have to run it through my pasta machine again. Okay. Got that one down there. Opening it up. Putting my clay down in there, my fuchsia. Cutting off the extra. Let me gather this up and run it through real quick and get me one more piece to put on this side. Sorry for the noise. Okay, one more. Put it right here. Putting that down in there. And I hope you can... Canes were the most confusing things to me. And I wanted to learn to do them because you can do so many different things with them. So I struggled and struggled and struggled, and actually a couple of years ago Teresa came here at my house and did a class on caning, and it was fantastic, and I made some pretty canes while she was here, and she left and it was like I forgot everything she taught. So I had to go back and learn it again, almost all over again. Let's see. I think that'll work. Okay, I'm going to pull it up into a point, because this is a leaf. And you're going to reduce it as well. You pull in here, and you can put your cane cap ends on them if you have them. This one we could use a triangle one on each end until we got it going quite well. And you just go in and squish the middle out towards the ends, and you squish the top up into a point, and you try to keep your bottom rounded down here. And when you want it shorter and longer, just carefully put your fingers on top, right up there on the top of my leaf cane, and push down and work it, and that'll give you a shorter leaf. But if you're going to in the next part of this project, if you're going to use a picture frame like I suggested to put all your cane work on, look at it. You're going to need some pretty big picture frame. You know, for that picture frame, you're going to need some pretty good sized canes, not little itty bitty ones. Okay, so I just take my fingers and round out the bottom. You can make your top go over like it's wind blown. Or you can keep it straight up. You can make it fat. You can squish with both hands, one on one end, one on the other, and make little fat leaves. And there's 2 leaves that we just made, and here's one I made the other day, and here's one I made a couple of weeks ago. So you can see it's the same thing, different colors. You've got a fat vein in the middle, and you got skinnier veins going out each side. So I sure hope this helps you. Let me get on with the next one. Thanks, guys.